Hi, my name is Roxanne Cooper, and what I'm doing today is I want to share from the Bible, Hebrews chapter 6, verse 10, and it says, "For God is not unjust, so as to forget your work and the love which you have shown toward His name, in having ministered and in still ministering to the saints." What this means to me is, because I could be wrong, I'm not a pastor, I'm not a ordained minister or nothing like that, but God was speaking to me today, and He was just saying that He hasn't forgotten about me, all the things that I've done, the things that people don't see, because a lot of times I do things for God that people don't see it. It's not something, I don't blow a big trumpet ahead of me, nobody sees it. But here in Hebrews, God is saying that He hasn't forgotten and that He sees that. And so if you think that you can't be anybody, that you need to be connected to some ministry, you need to have something in your life other than God, then you're wrong. Okay, you do not need anything other than God. He'll guide you and He'll show you things, but you don't have to depend on a man of any kind to hold on to latch on to. You don't have to latch on to some church, or you don't have to latch on to all these ideas that and think that, oh well, if I'm not part of that, then God's not going to use me. If I'm not part of this group, then God's not going to look at me, because it's just not true. I spent 4 years. I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I was on drugs for 10 years of my life. I thought I was nothing. I thought I was going to be nothing. I was suicidal. I tried to commit suicide many times. I was all kind of on the streets. My life is so different now. I can't even believe how changed my life is. But I had got involved with this ministry, and I thought that if I stayed there and that they used my life, then if I worked with them, that this was how God was going to use my life. Well, things didn't work out the way that I thought it would. I made some mistakes. I said some things that I shouldn't have said, and they threw me out. Okay, I got thrown out on the street, and I thought, well, now I'm just the lowest of the low. I'm the worst of the worst. Now I'm abandoned. I'm useless. Nobody wants me. And I thought that I was back to the way that I was before, only I wasn't doing drugs anymore. But God showed me that that's not true. That not only was I precious in His sight, that He loved me and that He didn't desert me. My life has been blessed since I left that place. Since I left that place, my life has been blessed. I haven't been in need for anything, and that was the most amazing thing to me, is that I haven't been in need for anything. I never needed anybody else but God, but I couldn't see it until He took everything else away. When I thought that my blessings were coming through something else, in reality my blessing was always coming through Him. And so I just want to share that today. I mean, I might have some other things to share later, but this is what God put on my heart. God sees you. He sees you working with your kids right there. If you're a single mom and you're working with your kids, He sees you, and He's going to support you, and He's going to take care of you. Don't believe the lies that you can't take care of your kids. Don't believe the lies that you can't be anything as separate or aside from a man, as separate aside from an organization. Don't believe that, because it's just not true. God sees you when you take care of your family and you're helping your family. He sees you. He sees you struggling on your job. He sees you when you're at the church and you're giving 100% of what you can give at the church, because maybe you can't give as much as the next person can give, but God sees you. He sees your heart. He sees your effort, and He loves you. He loves you. I did not know how much God loved me. I did not know how much grace He had upon my life until I was separated from what I thought was where my grace was coming from, is where I thought that God was going to bless me, and I thought I was going to fail. If I separated myself from that entity, I thought that I would fail, but I didn't, and I'm not. I've been clean from drugs for 4 years, 8 months, and I have been living outside of the home, the Victory Home, outside of the Victory Home for 6 months now, for almost 6 months, and I'm telling you, every day I'm blessed. Every day is a blessing. I went from a nothing, nobody, with no hope, no future, no anything, and God changed my life. And that's what I just wanted to share today. So I hope somebody got something out of it, and have a blessed day.